We're at the AES show in New York on the cloud microphone booth, and we're talking to Roger about a new Cloudlifter that can lift the clouds higher than ever before. Now, we've reviewed several incarnations of Cloudlifter in the magazine in the past, but this is something else.
This is something else, yes. Well, of course, it'll do the regular Cloudlifter thing, which is to give you a lot more microphone and less of the coloration that comes from your preamp, and that's in the traditional direct coupled mode. But the Cloudlifter ZX adds something else. Not only do you have the variable impedance, or Z, but you have X modes. So you have transformers, big, giant iron Cinemag transformers to give you X1 and X2 modes, which give you even more dB of gain. But X1 has a nice little presence peak, around 5 to 7K, give it a little bit of the character that you would expect from a nice console. And X2 mode is down a couple of dB at 20K to give you a little bit warmer, darker sound. If you're doing like guitar amps or something, you want to take a little bit of that edge off, it's a nice mode to go in. These modes actually offer up to about 45 decibels of really super clean gain. So they can be very useful for recording quiet things such as finger-picked acoustic guitar, or even Foley for film, or another source that's particularly weak. However, it does have a 5-way attenuator, so if 45 dB is too much, which it will be in a lot of cases, such as a snare drum or kick drum or even drum overhead sometimes, you can bring that down and into 5 different positions from minimum all the way up to maximum, so you can get just the right amount of gain that you need for any source that you have and still take advantage of the nice character that the X modes offer. Again, X1 has a nice presence peak. It sounds really beautiful for acoustic guitar, drum overheads. You want to bring out a little bit of that character in the upper band frequencies. And then, of course, direct coupled is flat as a ruler, just as you would expect from a Cloudlifter, so you can get more mic and less pre, essentially. And this has been in the works for some time, and I just love the massive iron transformers in this thing. That's what this is all about for me. So,
and the great thing about this is you can get so much gain that even a regular passive ribbon mic or a dynamic mic still sounds huge at a distance.
Absolutely. Well, we were using some of the Cloud passive ribbons to do some testing with it, and just for fun, we tested like 15 feet away from an acoustic guitar to see how much gain we could get at a huge distance with a low output ribbon, and this thing had plenty enough gain to handle it very well. And the idea behind this also is that you can turn the gain on your preamp essentially all the way down and use this to fine-tune about how much you need, and therefore taking advantage of the cascoding direct coupled circuitry in here that makes this what it is.
Yeah, and as before, it requires only phantom power to operate.
It only requires phantom power, and it's great. You can have it next to the console or the or the interface. You don't necessarily need it next to the microphone. It'll handle long cable runs on either side of the circuit very well, just as much as you would expect from any other pre.
Okay, so that just brings us on to availability and shipping.
We're
price.
looking for this for shipping in 2020, probably by NAMM.
Okay.
And we think it's gonna map in the U.S. for around $6.99.
Okay, and do you know when it might get over to the UK?
I would imagine when it's released here, it'll be released there at the same time.
We look forward to trying it.
All the compliance issues are taken care of with shipping into the EU and into England. So yeah, should be available early next year.
Thanks, Roger.
Hey, nice to see you, Paul. Thanks.